Today we are going to learn about application of quadratic equations in real-world context. Okay, so in the previous discussion we learned how to solve quadratic equation, right? So we can use that in solving real-world context problem. So here we have two consecutive positive odd numbers, yeah, are such that the sum of their squares is 130. Find the two numbers. Alright, so usually when we face something like this, we do trial and error, right? We guess. Now, after you learn how to solve quadratic equation, no more guessing. So you just turn this problem into a quadratic equation and you solve it using the method that you've learned. Okay, let's see how they turn this sentence here into quadratic equation. So two consecutive positive odd numbers. So that will be x and x plus 2. Let me tell you the reason why. The first positive odd number we don't know, right? We don't know the value, so we just symbolize it as x. And then because there are two positive odd numbers which are consecutive, that means the next one will be x plus 2, right? Because odd numbers, for example, if I have 2 at first, so the next odd numbers, 3, let's say the first odd number is 3, the next one will be 5, right? If the first odd number is 11, the next one will be 13, right? It's always plus 2 from the previous one. So the first odd number we don't know, we symbolize as x2, and the second one we can symbolize as x plus 2. So whatever the first odd number is, the second odd number, the next one, will be always the first one plus 2, right? Okay, so again, the first odd number is x, the second odd number is x plus 2. Now, sum of their squares, that means we square them and then we plus them, the sum will be 130. Okay, that's how we construct the equation. So again, those two numbers we square first and then we plus them. That will be equal to 130. Then we just solve. So we square them. X squared is just x squared. X plus 2 squared is x squared plus 4x plus 4. And then this one we have 2x squares here. So yeah, just combine them, become 2x squared. And then the 130 here, we can move to the right side, to the left side, become minus 130. So 4 minus 130 is minus 126, right? Okay, and then after we have this kind of form, the formula, the basic form of quadratic equation, which is a x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So once we make sure that the other side is 0, we can perform the method already, the factorization method. Okay, what they do here is they divide all by 2. Divide all by 2, so the equation becomes simpler. So x squared plus 2x minus 62 equals 0. Yeah, you can do that to make it easier to find the factors, right? If you didn't simplify it, you just, from this equation, you just directly perform the factorization method. It is okay also. You will get the same answer, which is 7 and negative 9. Okay, I won't go to detail how to obtain this negative 7 and positive 9 here. If you forget about it already, you have to go back to learn again our previous discussions. Okay, next one. how many of them? Oh yeah, okay. The perimeter of a rectangular garden is 50 meter and its area is 150 meters square. Calculate the length and breadth of the garden. Okay. So there are two things here we don't know, which is the length and the breadth. So let the length of the rectangular garden be x, they say. Okay, let's do that. And if the length is x, what will the breadth be, right? So the breadth of the rectangular garden is this 50 minus 2x over 2. How come, right? Okay, if you remember, the perimeter of rectangular, okay, is 2 times length plus breadth. Okay, so you can obtain the breadth by doing the perimeter minus 2 times length. Yeah, that means 2 times x over 2. It will always be over 2. Because perimeter is constructed by 2 length and 2 breadth, right? Okay, and then simplified 50 minus 2, 50 divided by 2, 25, negative 2x divided by 2, negative x. So it always be like this. So just perimeter minus 2 times the length and then over 2. Okay, so now what they do here is they do the formula of the area, which is length times breadth, right? Length times breadth equals area, which is 150. And then expand the bracket and then make sure the right side is 0 and then do the factorization method, same thing. Yeah. So you will get x equals 10 or x equals 15. Okay, if we take the x equals 10, the breadth will be 15, right? The breadth is just 25 minus x. That's why it's just 25 minus 10. If we take x equals 15, the breadth will be 25 minus 15, right? So there are two options here. Since the length of a rectangle usually reverts to the longer side, so we'll take this one. So the length, that should be 15, not the breadth. Okay. Okay, and this one. Okay, another real-life problem modeled by a quadratic equation. So the height y meters of an object projected directly upwards. Okay, so object projected directly upwards, that means let's say the example is like throwing things upward, just like this. Okay. Okay, the height can be modeled by an equation which is y equals 45t minus 5t squared, where t is the time in seconds after it leaves the ground. Calculate the height of the object 5 seconds after it leaves the ground. So calculate the height. The height is y, right? So we want to find the y. When the object is already 5 seconds after it leaves the ground, so it's the time, so the t is 5. So you just write down the formula and you replace the t with 5. So 45 times 5 minus 45 times 5 square, right? Okay, just calculate that and then you get 100. So the answer is 100. Now, as for the y, at what time will the object strike the ground again? Okay, strike the ground means the y equals 0. The height is 0, right? When an object is on the ground, we say the height is 0 because the ground is usually is the highest 0, yeah. So write down the formula again, but this time the y make it 0, and then it's perfect already to perform the factorization method. So here what we can do here, because you don't have constant, you only have like t square and t. The way you factorize this, you can just pull out the common factors of this, which is 5t. They both can be divided by 5t. 45t divided by 5t is 9, minus 5t squared divided by 5t is just minus t. Okay, the way you can confirm this is expand the bracket, you do the opposite, you multiply in again, you will get this exactly the same. So this is confirmed already. So yeah, it's either 5t is 0 or 9 minus t is 0, right? So this one will be t equals 0 divided by 0 over 5. If you move the 5 here, 0 over 5 is 5. Now this one, you can move the 9 here, so it will become negative t equals negative 9. So that means t is 9. So the object will strike the ground again in 9 seconds after it leaves the ground. So how come you get 0 for the other answer? So 0 is when the object haven't even left the ground. Okay, so this is like the first time before it leaves the ground, going outward and then go down again, hit the ground again in 9 seconds. Yeah, so this is like this initial position, and this is the final position. Okay, that's it for the real life problem. Okay, using the quadratic equations.